Hello, friends and family. I'm glad to have you on my video again today. Boy, I can tell I've been out in the wind some today. Uh, I hope you've had a good Easter time. Here it is, already in the last part of April. In time flying. It seems like it was only yesterday. It was January the 1st, and here it is already April. I hope you've had a blessed weekend and you've had a good time with your family and with your friends and your associates. Uh, it's a blessing just to be able to be well during these time of seasons where we can enjoy our family and our friends and I want to thank my subscribers for keeping in touch with me. And I hope you've had a blessed day today and yesterday. And I just got to thinking about back when my girls were real small and we had Easter around here. It was a totally different type of holiday when you have small children. I know we would get them dressed up for Sunday school on that Sunday morning, and they would have their brand new white shoes and their brand new little dresses and little uh, leotards on with designs on them, and we'd put bows in their hair. We'd have a hat for them and a little purse, and they just loved Easter Sunday. But the main thing about Easter with my children is they love the egg part. And I'll never forget, we dyed Easter eggs around here, and for several years, and then as they outgrew it, I kind of miss that stuff, because we done it a lot. And I remember that we would I'd go buy a dozen eggs when there's just the two of them here, and I'd say, now, 6 of them's yours and 6 of them's hers. Then one year I went and bought a few more because that wasn't enough to make them happy, so we boiled a few more eggs. But, I remember telling them now, last year y'all just mixed the colors and messed them up so bad they didn't even look fit to eat. Well, I said, why don't you just take the colors and do one egg in each color and you'll have all these pretty, bright Easter eggs. Well, that worked for a little while. And then all of a sudden they want to go experimenting on their eggs. Of course, the older they got, the more they wanted to experiment. And we come up with some of the yuckiest looking Easter eggs. Excuse me. They were, I'm sure that if you've ever dyed eggs with your kids, they turn out green. Oh, they turn out so yucky looking. Nobody'd want to eat them eggs, but they was really proud of them eggs. And the more they could dye them, the more they dyed them. And they would come out looking like mole and I don't know what all. It was just, they were ugly eggs. But to them, they were just beautiful. They didn't want them pink and blue and green and yellow and all the pretty colors and purple. They wanted them to fix them their way. So, boy, did they ever fix them their way. They had some of the ugliest eggs. But, they was so proud of them eggs. Now, Mama, she'd get out there and I'd hide them their Easter eggs for them. And they'd find them and they'd come in the house and I'd have them to count them to make sure they found them all. And when they'd find them all, they'd want me to hide them again. Sometimes I'd hide them 4 or 5 times during the day so they could hunt Easter eggs. Well, as they got older, I remember one time I told them, I said, now I'm going to hide these eggs, and this is the last time I'm going to hide them. And you're just going to have to live with what you find. So they hunted up the Easter eggs, and we counted to make sure they'd found them all. And they did, and they took the Easter eggs into their bedroom, and I never heard any more about them. I just thought they were eating them or throwing them away or whatever. But anyway, as time went on, I remember I could smell something. I'd walk down the hallway in my house, and I could smell the worst odor I believe I ever smelt. And I kept looking for what was stinking. I looked under their bed. I looked in their closet. I looked everywhere I knew to look for something that was stinking, that was making my house smell. And then one day I walked in there and I opened the drawer. to their little, they had a wooden cabinet there that they had stored their coloring books and Crayolas and games and things like that in. And I opened that drawer. I thought it was going to knock me out, the odor that was so strong in there. And guess what I found? I found all of these Easter eggs. We didn't eat any of them Easter eggs. We just colored them and hid them in our drawer because we were proud of them and we wanted to take care of them. And I'll never forget telling the girls, calling the girls in and having the smell of their eggs. Well, they didn't know they'd smell like that. But boy, you talk about an odor. We had us a deluxe odor going on around here. We took them eggs and took them out to the trash can. I didn't let them put it in the trash in the house. I made them take them clear to the trash can so they'd be hauled off the next day. You know, but that's a memory I'll never forget, was the smell of them rotted Easter eggs. And if you don't think they can't rot and they don't smell, you better not give your kids any extra Easter eggs and not let them eat them, and make sure they don't throw them away or something after Easter, because you'll have a ranky smell that you'll never forget. I promise you, you will remember that smell. And anytime you get to smelling that smell, you always remember, I can smell a rotted egg. You have a blessed day. Live for the Lord. Keep your chin up and keep a smile on your face. Till next time, this is Betty Shan.